You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
New flights added at SRQ will tell you where and when tickets will go on sale. Two former presidents met this week, but that's not what everyone's talking about this morning. We'll tell you who stole the spotlight. And the March for Our Lives bus tour is arriving on the Suncoast today. We'll tell you what they have planned today in Charlotte County. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, early risers. It's 6 o'clock. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb is now off this week. It's June 26th. And John says a lot more like yesterday, just maybe fewer rain showers this afternoon, John?
Yeah, exactly right. We're looking at some pretty quiet conditions right now. The morning commute should be fine. No rain showers in progress. However, we'll also have, along with no rain, a lot of sun. And as dawn breaks, the sunshine will help encourage the formation of our sea breeze. Winds will be lighter today. And with the lighter winds comes an earlier onset to our sea breeze, pushing a little bit further inland toward the spine of the state. That's where the majority of the rain will occur, and the spine of the state. But then outflow from those storms will cause some of the showers to move back toward our coastline. We'll reduce the rain chance from yesterday's 50% to about 40% a little bit later on this afternoon and into the evening hours. Daytime high, though, stays warm, coming in at around 92. Complete forecast in a second.
All right, talk to you again soon. Here's our live camera right now stationed in downtown Bradenton on Manatee Avenue West, right there at Old Main Street. Pretty spot there between the administration building where the county hub is, and also across the street from the judicial building and the old county courthouse as well. There's the downtown hub of Bradenton. Okay, let's go to the maps right now and find out how it looks. First off, in Manatee County, we'll see continual issues there at 39th Street, a lane blocked at 38th Avenue. A stubborn spot there, yet to clear in the past hour. We'll check that throughout the morning. Also, before we leave that map, you'll see way up there toward the top, 301 northbound, some congestion as you head toward the interstate and the Ellington Outlet Mall. Otherwise, not too bad in Manatee County. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. No major delays right now, all clear. And then our final check of the maps to the south will show nothing in the red at 6:01 on your Tuesday morning. Some students from Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County are on a national tour right now, pushing for gun rights and voter registration. It's been over 4 months now since that massacre at their school that left 17 dead. Their tour lands today on the Suncoast, and our Marla Spence has a preview. Marla?
Hey Ray, students of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School are on a summer-long bus tour. The tour Road to Change started off in Chicago earlier this month, and now students are advocating and making their way to the Suncoast. Today they'll be stopping in Charlotte County. Stoneman Douglas High School students and others, a part of the March for Our Lives movement, will be registering other teens and young adults to vote in hopes of ending gun violence. The Road to Change Florida bus tour isn't only looking to register people to vote. Students and advocates plan to visit all 27 congressional districts in Florida up until August 1st.
We're trying to put their faith back in the government and say, hey, you can make this change, you can change the world. All you need to do is vote and have your voice heard.
The group will be at the Lashley Park with a voter registration drive from noon to 2, and after that they'll be at a town hall meeting at the Punta Gorda United Congregational Church of Christ at 5:30 this afternoon. And also tomorrow the bus tour will stop in Sarasota at the Selby Library at 5:30. Back to you.
Thank you, Marla. An update now on the new parking garage going up on St. Armand Circle right now. The city broke ground last month on the $15 million facility, and here is what it looks like now. Workers are in the early stages of building a 4-level garage behind the Columbia restaurant. It'll add hundreds of parking spaces to the busy area, which comes as a relief to both shoppers and those who work on the circle. We talked to Bronson Langston, who works for a clothing store, and he says he's looking forward to the additional parking.
I think it's a great idea because we need more parking in the area.
Is it a hassle to park and work in this area?
Yes, it is.
Now, parking in the garage will be 50 cents an hour. The city is also adding parking meters to the rest of the area. In fact, the prime spots around the circle will cost $1.50 an hour. The garage should be finished by December. Manatee County government is looking to fill some open seats. There are 3 openings for the Tourist Development Council, which is a citizens advisory committee that makes recommendations to the county commission on how tourist revenues should be spent. The county is looking for 1 member who is a general manager of a motel, a hotel, or other tourist accommodation in the county. And the other 2 seats are available for applicants who are involved in the tourism industry. In consumer news, American Airlines will add nonstop service between Chicago and Sarasota. The daily service will be operated seasonally beginning on December 19th. Now, tickets are still on sale now, for the flights that go between Chicago's O'Hare Airport and the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. A new survey shows 1 in 4 Americans won't go on a vacation this summer. The reason? They can't afford it. Here are some ideas from consumer reporter Mary Maloney.
Forget relaxing at the beach or exploring Europe this summer. According to Bankrate.com, about half of Americans surveyed don't plan to take a vacation this summer. The number 1 reason? 1 out of 4 respondents say they can't afford it. The other top reasons for skipping vacay: too many family obligations and being too busy at work to take time off. Surprisingly, the survey found that even when they have paid time off, Americans are reluctant to miss work. Only 36% of respondents who get paid vacation days plan to use all of them. And about 13% of workers with paid time off don't intend to use any vacation days. Those who are going on vacation plan to spend up to $2,000. If you still want to book that summer getaway, the best way to save some cash is to not wait.
The best time to book your deals is right now. In fact, you're going to find discounts up to 29% on hotels and airfare.
Experts also recommend you hit the road instead of flying to your destination.
A lot of people are planning to stay a little closer to home this year. Instead of spending money on airfare, they want to spend an extra hour or 2 in their car.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
As the 4th of July holiday approaches, law enforcement will be on the land and on water looking for impaired drivers. Boaters will notice an increase in law enforcement Friday through Sunday as part of Operation Dry Water. Driving a boat with a blood alcohol level of 0.08% is illegal in Florida. Now, that's about the equivalent of 1 beer, a glass of wine, or 1 shot of liquor. 2 former presidents met yesterday, but the star of the show was actually something or someone else. President Bush's new service dog stole the spotlight during his meeting with former President Clinton. Sully H.W. Bush is a yellow Labrador retriever given to Bush by the nonprofit America's Vet Dogs. Sully already knows how to answer the phone and fetch items. Sully is named after the airline pilot who landed on the Hudson, saving the lives of everyone on board 9 years ago. Let's see that dog answer the phone. Still ahead, Harley-Davidson is caught in a trade war and moving production. We'll explain later about their decision when we come back. It is 6:07 right now. Here's a live shot outside our window here in the Rosemary District. Pretty pastel day skyline starting there, John.
Yes, indeed. Yep, not much in the way of rainfall this morning. I think your morning commute should be fine, but later on today there will be some showers around. We've got some sprinkles down to the south of us, but nothing here locally, so we're not seeing much that'll give us any concerns. Later on today, showers and thunderstorms will again build. We'll have about a 40% chance of seeing those showers develop later in the day. Local temperatures generally in the mid to upper 70s. So all in all, we're starting off the day mild. Clicking the rain box this morning, not because of showers during the drive time to work, but because of a chance of thunderstorms on the way home from work. Complete forecast in a minute.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers.
Thank you.
Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new redesigned 2018 Ram 1500 for as little as $21,499. Or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter and I'm here for you.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
75-degree air temperature, dew point 74. That gives us 96% relative humidity. It is thick outside right now. We have an east-southeast wind coming in lightly at about 3. That'll allow our sea breeze to start just a tad bit earlier than it did yesterday, and also move a little bit further inland, I believe, today than it did yesterday. Our daytime high will remain about the same, coming in at around 92 degrees by 3 p.m. That's when we'll max out our rain chance at about 40%. That's slightly less than yesterday. And I think that's true because what we'll see is most of the showers move a little bit further inland out of our viewing area today, this afternoon. A few of them will work their way back, though, and we'll keep that 30% chance of rain into the evening hours as those showers try to work their way back toward our coastline. Not much in the way of any kind of inclement weather for your start this morning. I think things are going to be pretty quiet. But we do have plenty of sunshine available to us to heat things up pretty quickly. And I think we will notice that just as we did yesterday, temperatures climbing into the 80s pretty fast. Not much in the way of any large-scale systems headed our way. All of this cellular nature to the clouds caused by, of course, the showers that we had around yesterday and the leftover debris cloud. A little bit of showery activity possible out in Gulf waters this morning. We're seeing that ongoing. That should die down as our sea breezes begin to form. And as they form toward the lunchtime hour, a few scattered showers will begin to form in inland areas. It'll become more widespread as the east coast sea breeze pushes further inland, and we'll start to see the number of storms begin to increase closer to our coastline. Then as we head into the evening hours, some of those storms will work their way back toward our coast. There'll be a trough kind of setting up in the spine of the state as well, which will produce the heaviest of the rainfall. That'll be, as I said, in inland areas. But this easterly wind flow continues today under the underbelly of that high pressure ridge located to our north. And what that does is allow us a slightly better chance of rain showers near our coast as the east coast sea breeze is forced closer to our location. Now, as we head into the weekend, we might see that trend kind of reverse and the showers be favored on in inland areas. High pressure will sink south. Our wind flow lighten up tomorrow, and that'll begin the transition to that more easterly wind flow that'll occur Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunny and warm, building afternoon showers, and then west-moving storms will be the name of the game. We'll look for a southwest wind at about 5 knots, kind of consistent throughout the day into the evening, switching back around to the southeast during the overnight. That'll bring you a light chop with 2-foot seas. Forecast shaping up like this. Daytime high tops out about 92. That gives you a feels like temperature again today, close to 100 because of all the humidity in the air. Over the next several days, we'll lower our rain chance just a little bit, pushing the showers toward the other coast. And then as we head into the weekend, I think we might be able to bump up those rain chances just a little bit. Back to you, Ray.
All right, thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. Still an ongoing issue there at 39th Street, lane blocked at 38th Avenue. Otherwise, delays on 301 northbound as you head toward the interstate up toward Ellington. Otherwise clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south, we'll see a little red there on Fruitville Road westbound as you go from, say, Beneva toward Tuttle. Otherwise pretty clear in the northern half of Sarasota County. And then South County, nothing in red right now. Should be a clear sail if you head out the door shortly. Well, it might not feel like it, speaking of traffic, but gas prices are actually on the way down again. AAA says Florida gas prices went down for the 30th straight day, 20 cents now since Memorial Day. The average cost for a gallon of gas in Florida is now $2.70. The prices are still 50 cents per gallon higher than a year ago, and gas is expected to be at its highest price in 3 years for the 4th of July holiday.
It's about 20 cents per gallon lower than it was for Memorial Day weekend. May see a slight uptick over the next week or so, and then we can expect more of a long-term decline in gasoline prices.
Florida's most expensive gas, Miami, West Palm Beach. Cheapest, Tampa Bay area and Orlando. Average cost in those spots of $2.60. New this morning, Harley-Davidson says it's going to make more of its motorcycles overseas. The company says that's the only option after the European Union slapped tariffs on U.S. products. Reporter Theo Keith tells us what moving production means for American jobs.
Harley-Davidson is caught in a trade war between President Donald Trump and European leaders. Harley says new tariffs will increase the company's costs by up to $100 million, or $2,200 for each motorcycle sold in the European Union. The company says the only option to avoid the tariffs is to shift production of bikes destined for Europe to its overseas plants.
Wisconsin, I love Wisconsin.
It's a blow to the president, who hosted Harley execs at the White House within a month of taking office.
Harley-Davidson is a true American icon, one of the greats.
The president has imposed tariffs on European steel and aluminum, to which the EU retaliated with tariffs on motorcycles and more. While the U.S. remains Harley's biggest market by far, 1 in 6 bikes sold last year was in Europe. Governor Scott Walker says the solution is no tariffs at all.
That's what I'm going to push for, is ways that we can get to a level playing field. Then we don't have this tit for tat on any number of products out there.
But unions that represent Harley workers blame the company. The International Association of Machinists said the production shift is the latest slap in the face to the loyal, highly skilled workforce that made Harley an iconic American brand. Will Harley use any excuse to ship jobs overseas? Does Harley even understand what Made in America means?
The company plans to give investors an update on their move in about 4 weeks. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a deadly ambush in California is under investigation. Wait until you hear who is suspected of deliberately drawing in first responders to ambush them. That's after the break. Here's a peek outside our window. Pretty sky there developing. 618 right now. Should see a little bit like yesterday, a nice morning, then some showers in the afternoon. Not quite the same coverage, John tells us. We'll have details of his forecast and more news next on Good Morning Suncoast.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here. Because
why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Iguanas only reproduce 1 month out of the year.
That's because they suffer from erectile dysfunction.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, what color represents the lowest threat level?
Is Caucasian a color?
Which casino game has the best odds for a payout?
The ATM.
Funny you should ask. Weekdays at 4:30 and 11:30 on ABC 7.
Welcome back. Pretty shot there of New York City. There's Manhattan, one of 5 New York boroughs. 1.6 million people live on that tiny island of Manhattan. 62 degrees there right now. They should see a high of 75 in the Big Apple. Pretty shot there. Ooh. Let's segue now toward the Rosemary District, where it's a little darker. Pretty pastel sky there. Nice sunrise underway. 6:22. As you awaken now on this Tuesday morning, welcome back. On to consumer news. Whole Foods will soon offer discounts for Amazon Prime members. Starting tomorrow, members can earn additional savings at all Whole Foods stores in the country. To get the discounts, members can use the Whole Foods app at checkout or type in their Amazon-linked cell number. The deals will change weekly. This is all part of Amazon's increasing influence on the grocery chain, which the online giant bought for $13 billion last year. Apple is now offering free fixes to MacBook owners having issues with their keyboards. Users have been complaining about keys that either get stuck or don't respond at all on MacBook models dating back to 2015. Apple says the free service will range from working on keys to replacing the entire keyboard. This morning, a deadly ambush is under investigation in California. Investigators say a retirement home resident deliberately set a fire to draw in first responders, and then they say he opened fire. ABC's Kenya Whitworth has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a grieving community making plans to bury a hero.
This is a tough day. It's a tough day.
45-year-old fire captain David Rosa is shot and killed early Monday morning while responding to an explosion at the senior housing facility. Police say shots were fired, 2 firefighters and a resident hit.
Make sure we have that apartment complex surrounded.
Captain Rosa, a 17-year veteran of the department, husband and father of 2, killed.
Their training is dealing with fire. Our training is dealing with more of the violent crime aspect in our society. It's not what they do every day. It's tough.
And we'll have the latest on the investigation coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Kenya Whitworth, ABC News.
VisionWorks can do more than just make you see great. The right pair of glasses can make you look amazing, too. Get 2 complete pairs of single vision glasses for $49 or 2 progressives for $89. Choose from over 500 pairs. VisionWorks, we're here to help you.
Belle's a real climber. In her lifetime, she'll scale miles of furniture. That's why she needs a tailored recipe from IAMS to help her reach new heights. IAMS who I am.
They're all going in the same direction, but in very different ways. And Pampers gives all of them our driest, best-fitting diaper. Pampers Cruisers with 3-way fit. They adapt at the waist, legs, and bottom with up to 12 hours of protection for all the freedom to move their way in Pampers Cruisers. Only Pampers diapers are the #1 choice of hospitals, nurses, and parents.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents Always Patsy Cline, extended due to popular demand. A tuneful tribute, the story of Patsy's rise to stardom is told by her biggest fan. Featuring such hit songs as Walkin' After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and many more you know and love. Critics are calling Always Patsy Cline a genuine hit. Audiences are calling it outstanding. Always Patsy Cline is now playing. Tickets can be purchased at 941-366-9000 or floridastudiotheater.org.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live. I live. She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country, right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Crisis at the border. President Trump stands by his suggestion that immigrants crossing the border illegally are invading the country and therefore don't need to see a judge. A Boy Scout tragically killed at a jamboree. The severe storms have brought 60 trees down at a Georgia campground. And the March for Our Lives bus tour arrives on the Suncoast today. We'll tell you what they have planned today in Charlotte County. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, welcome back. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb is off this week. It is Tuesday, June the 26th, and you might recognize today's weather a lot like yesterday's, minus a few raindrops, right, John?
Absolutely right. We've reduced the rain chance for today a little bit, and we have, again, a possibility of some heavy rainfall around. Cooper, who lives in central Sarasota, one of our weather watchers, reported 1.5 inches of rainfall yesterday. 1 inch of rain, says Al, who lives in Northport. In his community, they got 1 inch of rain. So we're looking at quiet conditions across the boards for your morning commute, but a little bit later on, all the moisture that is evidenced by the scattered showers out in Gulf and Atlantic waters at this hour will lead to the potential of some slow-moving, heavier storms, particularly in inland areas. Right now, everything is very quiet. In fact, we'll probably see plenty of sunshine to help boost our temperatures up to the 80s in very short order. And it won't be long before we get close to that 90-degree mark, put it at about noon, and top it out at about 92 with a 40% chance of rainfall, slightly less than yesterday, but still pretty good amounts of rainfall in inland areas, I suspect, later on today. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon, John. Let's take a shot now of downtown Bradenton. This morning, our live camera is stationed right downtown, Manatee Avenue West at Old Main Street. Pretty shot there is traffic going back and forth. That's between the administration building there on the left-hand side, the old courthouse on the right side, the core there of the downtown Bradenton area. Let's check some other traffic now on the maps. This is Manatee County. Still a stubborn problem there at 39th Street, a lane blocked at 38th Avenue. Otherwise, the usual delays we'll find on State Road 70, also 301 northbound as you head up towards State Road 70. Our next map is the northern half of Sarasota County, and it will show us some delays there on Fruitville as you head eastbound from 301 heading toward Tuttle. Also the Bayfront 41 southbound as you go up toward 301, 41 intersection. And then our final map to the south will show a new problem there. We'll click on that situation there on 41 and find out together that it says a US 41 northbound lane blocked at Seaboard Avenue. So be aware of that if you live down there or you're going down there. And we'll check back on that in about 15 minutes. Our top story, some students are making the rounds nationwide in the wake of that shooting at their school earlier this year in Broward County. Their bus tour is making 2 stops on the Suncoast, including today in Charlotte County. Marla Spence tells us what they hope to accomplish with this nationwide bus tour. Marla?
Good morning, Ray. All summer long, students of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School are on a bus tour. Their tour is in hopes to advocating stricter gun laws and getting voters to elect more lawmakers who support gun reform. The tour, Road to Change, started off in Chicago earlier this month, and now students and advocates are making their way to the Suncoast. Today, they'll be stopping in Charlotte County. Stoneman Douglas High School students and others, a part of the March for Our Lives movement, will be registering other teens and young adults to vote. Students and advocates also plan to visit all 27 congressional districts in Florida up until August 1st. And parents of victims are also going along for the ride. Manny Oliver, whose son Joaquin, who was killed in the Valentine's Day massacre, is riding along and riding his bike in honor of his son during the summer-long tour.
I see my son through them. My son is right on that bus with them. And it's going to be that way forever. I mean, this is what makes me be a father still, and feeling that there's a reason for me to still be a father and to still support someone.
Today, the group will be at the Lashley Park with a voter registration drive from noon to 2. After that, they'll be at a town hall meeting at the Punta Gorda United Congregational Church of Christ at 5:30 this afternoon. And also tomorrow, the bus tour will stop in Sarasota at the Selby Library at 5:30. Back to you.
Thank you, Marla. School resumes in 7 weeks, and Manatee County is in the process of hiring new school guardians. According to the district, there were 250 applicants for the guardian positions. The district and sheriff's office have narrowed that pool down to 100. Now, drug tests and background checks and psychological exams are next for about 20 of those finalists. Although the district only has to hire 35 guardians, the deputy superintendent expects some candidates won't qualify.
The Guardian program is very well attended with quality applicants. We have a lot that have law enforcement background, a lot that have been retired, but some are also nearing their retirement, and so they're looking at maybe retiring early.
Guardian training begins in mid-July. The goal is to have them all hired by the end of September. Of course, school starts in late August. He says that SROs will fill in any positions that the district still has vacant. At a rally last night in South Carolina, President Trump underscored his belief that illegal immigrants don't need to see a judge since they are invading the country. Critics argue that that's unconstitutional. ABC's Janae Norman has both sides from Washington.
President Trump stumping in South Carolina and taking on the American immigration system he previously called a mockery.
So if a person comes into our country, steps 1 foot, they take their name, they bring them to court, they then release them, they go into the country, you never see them again. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
One day after suggesting undocumented immigrants should be denied due process, tweeting, "We cannot allow all of these people to invade our country. When somebody comes in, we must immediately, with no judges or court cases, bring them back from where they came." In a fiery speech defending what critics have deemed as illegal and unconstitutional.
I don't want judges. I want ICE and Border Patrol agents. That's what I want. And we want to tell people, I'm sorry. You're coming into the country illegally. We don't want you in the country.
Does the president believe that undocumented immigrants have no due process rights whatsoever?
Thousands of illegal aliens are removed every month without seeing an immigration judge as a result of procedures in current law.
The crisis at the border reaching a fever pitch. Outrage over the sights and sounds of migrant children separated from their families, kept in cages. The president telling supporters he sees the uproar as a political advantage for Republicans. But a new poll shows his approval rating slipping to 41% from 45% the week before as the battle at the border continues.
It's a huge challenge operationally for our agents.
Customs and Border Protection tell ABC News in order to keep families together right now, agents are not referring parents or guardians who cross the border illegally to be prosecuted. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Now some tragic news from Georgia. A 14-year-old Boy Scout is dead after a tree fell on his tent at a campsite. It happened as severe storms moved through Georgia Monday afternoon at the Burt Adams Scout Camp. Police say the victim was one of a dozen Boy Scouts visiting the camp from all over the Southeast for a week-long Summer Scout Jamboree.
Trees were felled by the wind. A tree unfortunately did fall on one of the campers, and the camper is deceased. There was severe blunt force trauma to his head and chest. I can't even imagine what the scout leader and the rest of the troop is going through at this point, and not, let alone the parents who are that far away from their child. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to put that into words.
The sheriff's office says nearly 60 trees toppled down as heavy rain and wind swept through that area. Manatee County's public safety officials are working now with Apple to help pinpoint 911 emergencies. It works using a new technology called Rapid SOS. It's connected to all iPhones with the latest iOS software update. According to the company that developed it, many 911 communication centers have outdated infrastructures that can delay information or even give dispatchers inaccurate locations in emergencies. The new technology is free for any public safety department. The Bay Sarasota designers have a final master plan to develop the bayfront around the Van Wezel. Bay Sarasota's plans for the 53 acres include an outdoor event lawn, an amphitheater, a possible floating stage, ferry and water taxi service, and improvements to the existing boat ramps. This plan also includes keeping the Van Wezel. Now, the Sarasota Orchestra and the Van Wezel Foundation made a strong push for a world-class performing arts center.
I think that the work up to this point has been really comprehensive, involving the community the way they have, engaging experts and looking into what we have there, what we want to have there. But then the reality is we've got to look at what we can finance.
Now, later this afternoon, there is a public meeting regarding the master plan. It'll be held at 1:30 p.m. at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium. Bay Sarasota is hoping to submit plans on September 6th to city commissioners. And look at this, a gator in Hillsborough County. Sheriff deputies found this gator at a CVS in Brandon, apparently running errands. It was seen earlier at the Speedway gas station before it was caught. Deputies caught the gator and gave the gator a ride back home. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, This one affects ABC7 directly, a merger between two major media companies. We'll explain when we come back. 6:39 right now. Here's a peek outside our studio. Some beautiful clouds there, pastel sunrise in the sky, downtown skyline. And now let's wipe from downtown Sarasota to downtown Bradenton. There's a scene in the downtown core there, Manatee Avenue West, Old Main Street. As our live camera zooms in on some traffic there. As for today's forecast, here's the expert, John Scalzi.
Yep, a little more of the same, but slightly less rain. We'll talk about that in detail in a few minutes. The fire danger index beginning to rise now in Manatee County. It's gone from low to moderate for today. And we also have moderate risk in both Sarasota and Charlotte County as well. Pollen counts not too terribly bad. It's still in the low category. Grass is the main culprit. It's at a 2.9. Tomorrow might be slightly higher at 3.6. The air quality index also pretty good, coming in low with the main pollutant being ozone. It's at a 31 right now, which is just fine. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
I'll be right back. Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind. I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big. SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at score.org.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Quiet conditions across the Suncoast. Lakewood Ranch webcam shows a beautiful start to the morning with a lot of blue sky, a few fair weather clouds, and certainly a lot of resplendent golden sunshine coming your way today. So we're looking at pretty quiet conditions everywhere. The local temperatures are coming in at around the mid-70s in inland areas, upper 70s as you get closer to the coast. We'll probably see these temperatures climb into the 80s before too terribly long. By 12 noon, we'll be near 90, in fact, at 89 degrees. 20% chance of showers then building mostly in inland areas. And then as we head into the 3 o'clock hour, we max out the rain chance at about 40%. That'll be mostly in inland locations, and there'll be fewer storms around than there were yesterday, but there'll be slow movers. So some of them could produce a fair amount of rainfall. As we head into the evening, the showers drift back toward the coastline, and everybody gets a chance at seeing some rainfall today. We'll look at about a 30% chance by drive time along the coastline, and then everything kind of fizzles out as we head into the 9-10 o'clock time period. Titan radar right now is showing pretty quiet conditions. Not much going on here locally, maybe a drop or two of drizzle in forested areas, but otherwise, I don't think we're going to see much this morning during the morning commute. We've got some cloud cover in places to the north and out in Gulf waters, but overland everything looks like it's going to lead to a mostly sunny start to the day, helping to boost those temperatures up pretty rapidly. The rainfall futurecast shows that mix of sun and clouds. The showers out in Gulf waters kind of dissipate as we head into the morning hours and the land breezes begin to die out. We start to see the beginnings of a sea breeze forming along the other coast early on and push inland to increase the number of showers there. That'll occur by about 5 o'clock or so, and then those showers drift back toward our coastline where there'll be a pretty good chance at some rainfall. As I mentioned, some slow-moving storms in inland areas could produce significant over 1 inch rainfalls. Certainly very, very possible Hardy DeSoto County along the spine of the state. The easterly wind flow will continue throughout the day today due to the location of that high pressure ridge located just to our north. So on the underbelly of that high, the flow around it producing those easterly winds. That takes the east coast sea breeze, pushes it well inland. Showers and thunderstorms then start to build, and those showers are pushed back toward our coastline as we head into the evening. Pretty standard weather pattern for us here in Florida at this time of year. Now, the reverse pattern, which we get about 30% of the time, is with a wind in the opposite direction. Instead of the east blowing wind, we get a west blowing wind. Well, that may occur as we get into Thursday and Friday, and this high begins to sink a little bit further to the south. We'll wait and see how that develops, but I suspect we'll see that by Thursday anyway, Thursday, Friday, and perhaps part of Saturday as well. So, warm, sunny, daytime highs topping out probably in the low 90s with feels like temperatures close to 100. We'll watch for building showers in inland areas during the middle of the afternoon period. And then west moving storms will bring those inland storms back toward the coastline as we head into the evening. Forecast for boaters looks good. Southwest wind will be rather consistent through the afternoon and evening and fairly light, coming in at about 5. We'll look for winds shifting back around to the southeast during the overnight. Light chop, 2-foot seas. Good day to be on the water, certainly to beat the heat. We'll watch for a 40% chance of rain today, slightly lesser rain chances for the next couple of days, most of those showers being pushed inland and toward the other coast as we get that bit of a wind reversal. And over the weekend, we'll up the rain chance just a little bit to about 50% both Saturday, Sunday, and for Monday as well. Back to you, Ray.
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. First off, here's the scene in Manatee County. Some earlier issues have since cleared up, and you just might see a little bit of delay down there by the 301 and Manatee Avenue West area in downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, pretty clear. Heading farther south now, the northern half of Sarasota County. Some issues there on Fruitville in the eastbound lane from Honore toward Cattleman, toward the interstate. Otherwise, not too bad in the northern half of Sarasota County. And South County, still a stubborn issue there on 41. We'll click on that. It's at Seaboard. In the northbound lane, I believe it said last time. So, yeah, northbound lane blocked at Seaboard Avenue at 41 in the Venice area. Otherwise, all clear right now at 648. Well, this one hits close to home. ABC 7 will soon have new ownership. Gray Television is buying Raycom Media for more than $3.5 billion to become one of the largest TV broadcast groups in the country. Georgia-based Gray and Alabama-based Raycom, ABC 7's owner, announced the deal yesterday. The companies say this will give more than 140 TV stations serving 92 markets. Raycom's president and CEO says companies have wanted to buy Raycom in the past, but it was not the right time.
Well, it'll be the third largest broadcasting company in the country, covering almost 25% of the country, with #1 or #2 stations in 90% of their markets.
Says the companies both share similar corporate cultures that bring strong service to their local communities and also powerful news heritages. The Venice City Council is considering the development of 3 different hotels on US 41. The first vote is for the Sheraton Hotel project at 41 and Pine Grove. The meeting is at 9 o'clock this morning at Venice City Hall. Well, this might sound familiar. Wells Fargo Bank is facing a penalty for reportedly scamming some clients again. This time, the Security and Exchange Commission says the bank took advantage of its brokerage clients holding market-linked investments. That's a type of bond meant to be held until maturity, but officials say the bank improperly pushed clients to sell early so it could pick up extra fees. Wells Fargo could now face a $4 million fine plus returning all profits from that category. Still ahead, we'll update the day's top 7 news headlines before 7 a.m. and look outside the day. Here's the Bayfront in downtown Sarasota. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast. Those headlines are straight ahead.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Today on Good Morning America, legendary astronaut Buzz Aldrin is in a family feud with 2 of his children, accusing them of trying to take his money and his legacy. He's telling his story today only on Good Morning America. And now time for our top 7 headlines before 7, starting with the first alert forecast from meteorologist John Scott.
So again, another day when we'll have some rain showers around. What to grab? Sunglasses and your first alert app. You'll need it to track those storms. We'll be watching slow-moving west storms again today, but there'll be a few less showers around. Thunderstorms will still be possible. Temperature currently 75. Becky in Olmayaka picked up a 1/4 inch of rain. She may get some more rain and some heavier rain today as the storms may move a little bit slower. First alert weather app to track those storms, a necessity later today. And don't forget, we always update the forecast at mysuncoast.com and on Facebook and Twitter. Ray?
All right, thank you, John. Let's check the traffic right now. The only situation we have is in Venice at Seaboard in 41. There's the scene right now in Manatee County, and there's that issue down there in South Venice. That's the first alert traffic. Let's go on to our number 3 issue right now. Students from Stoneman Douglas High School on a nationwide march for their Lives bus tour, pushing for better gun control and voter registration. They'll be in Charlotte County today and in downtown Sarasota tomorrow. Number 4, this affects ABC 7. Gray Television and Raycom Media, which owns this station, have announced a merger that would create the 3rd largest TV broadcast group in the country. They're combining the companies in a $3.6 billion deal. Number 5, American Airlines will add nonstop service between Chicago and Sarasota. The daily service will be operated seasonally beginning December 19th. Tickets, though, are now on sale. Number 6, the Bay Sarasota has a final master plan. The designers want to do 53 acres that include an outdoor event lawn, an amphitheater, a possible floating stage, ferry and water taxi service, and also improvements to the existing boat ramps. This plan also includes keeping the Van Wezel as is. Number 7, Showtime producing a new mini-series on the life of former Fox News leader Roger Ailes. It'll star Russell Crowe. In 8 parts, it will focus on Ailes' rise and fall at Fox News through multiple points of view. He is credited with leading the 24-hour cable channel to success and establishing Donald Trump as a credible political figure. Now, Ailes resigned from Fox News in 2016 amid sexual harassment allegations and later died the following year at 77 years old. Of all the actors I could think of in this world, I don't think Russell Crowe would pop to my mind first to resemble or play the part of Roger Ailes.
Why not?
Doesn't quite look like him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thinking more like Alfred Hitchcock.
I think he'd be good. He's got the right amount of anger in his personality.
Well, now you're onto something there. It doesn't quite resemble him. That will take some makeup, I believe.
Maybe so, maybe so.
All right, enjoy your Tuesday. Here's a peek outside our window. Pretty shot there of Sarasota Bay, looking across at Longboat Key. Thanks for watching Good Morning Suncoast. Good Morning America is straight ahead.